Destiny desu.
Ayo, it's Destiny Aitsuji. Welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be looking at part 2 of how to create a best-selling web novel idea. This is the publishing stage. So once you've done all of the writing, you're ready for publishing. This is what I'll be covering today. So first and foremost, market demand. And then we'll be looking at business strategy, followed by marketing, some time management, last but not least, reader retention. So in market demand, I touched this briefly last week or last video on how to design book covers based on the people who are reading it. For example, the people you should be targeting your novel at can be anything that has your reader's gender, your reader's age, your paying targets, and reader preferences. What kind of genre is it gonna be? Trending works. Look at the rankings. So some of these things can happen. Some of the images attached are things that I find from the dashboard of web novel itself. You can take a look at the country, the kind of people, where they're from, who is reading your book. These are things that will help you decide on the next book that you're gonna create. So once you actually narrow down the scale of who you want to write for and how you want to do it, it's time for a business strategy. You've written it, you've published it, you've analyzed some of these details that's coming up in your backend, your dashboard. You're gonna want to know, what else can I do to grow these numbers, to grow these readers, to farm the reads? You can do giveaways, you can do mass release, you can do personal events, and most importantly, you've got to decide on a good pricing strategy. Piracy is a thing that comes up very often when we talk about the web novel literature world. There is literally almost impossible, virtually no way to catch those people who are ripping off the original work of content creators like myself. A lot of times, many readers read for free. This is a problem. This is why content creators are very broke. Then the pricing strategy that we have to put in have to entice readers to come in and actually pay for it. So some giveaways can be coin giveaways, where you give your readers the free currency to encourage them to spend. Some of them actually introduce a mass chapter release so that the number of passes or the number of free chapters that a person can read is limited, and you can tempt them to actually buy coins by giving them more chapters available in stock to read more. If you can release more chapters that they can read in a day for free, chances are if they really like your work, they will buy currency and spend money on the book. Personal events like my 20+10 mass release event, this is actually a post on my Instagram. So this kind of events you can host by yourself. You can encourage your readers to actually vote. You can promise them a mass release if they actually hit your required target of bringing you up to the ranks of maybe say top 100. That is possible. Pricing details, you can also decide, how am I going to price my chapters? Am I going to write longer chapters or am I going to write shorter chapters? How many chapters am I going to release? How many chapters are going to be in the privileged tiers? So for those of you who want to find out about privileged tiers, head on to my website. There is a blog I've written about privileged tiers, especially for web novel. So once you're done with your business strategy, some good way to push out all these business strategies are by marketing. So marketing nowadays is done easily, but it's a little bit time consuming. You've got to be consistent. Again, consistency is a struggle for many writers because you got to write and you've got to market and you've got to tend to your readers. You got to do a lot of things by yourself. You're just one person. You're essentially a one-person company that have to manage all these things for yourself. So social media marketing is something that a lot of people know. Start a Facebook, start a Twitter, start a Discord server, go on Instagram, create content, post it, get views, get likes, and eventually grow it. Grow your channel. And then you can also use events as a source of marketing. For example, participating in writing competition. Those are events to get your name out there. Once you participate in a writing competition, chances are you're going to get free features. You're going to be able to push the book that you want readers to go to. You can write something similar and you can say, hey, this is a short story. I'm glad that you read it all the way to the end and you loved it. If you would like to see more content that's similar, you can also check out my profile page, which shows you that I've done this work, and this work is an ongoing series with 500 over chapters. If you liked it, you could read it as well and let me know your comments, let me know your reviews, let me know what you think. These are ways that you can bring readers over. Personal branding is important. I would encourage a lot of writers to start their own websites and their own official social media page to manage. This is a way that your fans and your readers can reach out to you. Cross-sharing simply means going on different platforms. For example, you write a web novel. Okay, sure. You might have a contract that says you're not allowed to publish anywhere else, but for free chapters, it's always best to go and publish on different platforms. For example, Tapas is free. For example, Wattpad. For example, Royal Road. All these places accept free chapters. So the only part that's binding you if on any exclusive contract are chapters that are locked and supposedly payable for. You can't post that anywhere. You can't even post that on Patreon, but you can share the free chapters on other places and redirect the readers who've fallen in love with your work over there to come to Webnovel to support the original content creator for writing it. And last but not least, the reason why teasers are very effective is when you start a social media channel, you are not allowed to post advanced chapters, but you're allowed to post teasers of what's coming up next, to get your readers hyped, to tempt them to coin if the chapter has already been released into a privileged tier. These are some ways that you can think of to increase your revenue for a best-selling idea, a best-selling book. So while you're doing all of these things, it's also important to remember how to manage your time. You've got to know that daily updates is best. When it comes to web novel, you've got to be consistent. Again, I cannot stress how important this is. You will lose your readers if you are not consistent. So chapter stockpiling, if you're gonna be on a holiday or if you're gonna be busy for a period of time, you might want to write a little bit more to stock up chapters and schedule them accordingly. Project scheduling comes in when you're actually having more than one book to write. If you have multiple projects going on, you've got to know which one takes priority. If your priority comes in because of the paycheck, you've got to let yourself, you've got to put some things aside if you can't manage them. You're gonna have to choose, you're gonna have to focus, you're gonna have to sacrifice. Writing targets, very important. Discipline is something that helps every writer achieve the impossible. 10,000 words a day. Some people can do it, some people can't even do 1,000 words a day. A writing target is very important. I would advise starting with one chapter a day and then slowly building up the stamina to do more. And then last but not least, create a publishing schedule. You can do it on Excel, you can do it on a calendar, you can do it anywhere. But a publishing schedule just checks you to know if you're on schedule, on time with the stockpiling, or if you can afford a short break, or if you have to push out more chapters for a mass release event that you've planned coming up in 2 weeks. So last but not least, we have reader retention, which means you're now a very successful author. You've got all these things going. It's moving smoothly. What now? You're at the top of the world. Does your journey end when you become the #1 author of the platform? The answer is no. The #1 author of the platform will never be able to retain that #1 spot if they do not continue to grow the readers, if they do not continue to make the existing readers stay with them. So how do you do reader retention? Simple. Consistency is important. Quality content. Don't just spend a lot of time pushing out content, pushing out chapters without checking for quality. If you find that your inspiration is running dry and that you're just writing rubbish just to meet the daily word count, this is going to affect the reader's interest a lot. So your beta readers are going to start giving you lower ratings, and if you ignore all of those things, you're going to be in big trouble. Steady updates, like I said, consistency again. Reaction monitoring. This means that you go to your dashboard. It can be once a week, it can be once a month, it can be every day. You see if there is a spike in readership or a drop in readership. They will tell you how many readers you're getting in a day, and you gotta monitor those numbers. If the numbers change drastically, there has to be a reason. Investigate. Sometimes it might be the platform system bug. Sometimes it is real and there is mass reader leaving your book. You gotta ask why. You gotta investigate. You gotta make polls. You gotta talk to your readers. Find out what's wrong. And then you've gotta actively improve on the things that you've discovered to retain your top position as a best-selling author. So that is it for me. I hope it has been useful so far. If you like this kind of content, you want to see me do more of these, please let me know in the comment section and I will prepare it. So this is actually not up on my blog yet as far as I'm concerned. I might do this on the blog, I might not do this on the blog, so whichever the case, let me know what you think. This is kind of new for me as well. I'll end here. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.